So I just got back from my final chem lecture of the day, and now I'm done for the weekend. My name is Josh, and I am a first-year student in my undergrad. I'm in my second semester, and I'm a biomedical science, behavioral neuroscience double major. Right now I'm going to be planning for my weekend because I have a big exam coming up on anatomy. We have our first unit exam on Tuesday, so I'm going to be studying for that this weekend. So for 4 different chapters, those 4 chapters being the basic anatomy, embryology, tissue level of organization, and the integumentary system. So here's a quick snapshot of our basic schedule. We have completed weeks 1 and week 2 so far, because today's the 29th when I'm recording this. So February 2nd is our first exam over the first 4 chapters: anatomy, embryology, tissue level, and integumentary system. So here are the notes I have now. There's a little bit of the syllabus. I've got all these units stapled together. So there's the first one. Here are all the objectives that I gotta know. So I'll quiz myself over those. That's for the first chapter. And then here's the first actual lecture notes of in class and all of the objectives, of course. And then the following, this is chapters 4 and an intro more or less to 5. So we learn about the dermis, hypodermis, epidermis, stuff like that. And these, along with some of the systems, some of the functions of things like your hair and some of the glands in your body and where they're located and stuff. So there actually is quite a lot to know starting off, but we've got a lot of time to study, so let's get to it. And of course, on top of all that studying, I have to do some homework, so I got to finish up my chemistry homework from the lab, or from the lecture that we actually had today. It was assigned today, and it's due at the end of the night. So I got one of those done. I have another section that I have to do, and then I have some psychology that I need to do, and I also need to finish my honors project. So the project itself is actually relatively short. It's based on this book, The Plants That Cure, because my class is titled The Healing Power of Plants. So chapter 1 here, kind of the history of some plants and some cultures, the importance of the names. This talks about like the scientific name and then the actual name of it, kind of where it came from and how it's derived. Plant laboratories, just kind of how medicine is used and how it's been changed over the time, new era discovery, medicine revolution, kind of this and that of developing new drugs from plants that we either discovered or a new use for a plant that we already knew existed. So what we have to do for the project, as you can actually see here, up in the left corner, it says India. That's based on the location of where these plants occur. So it tells you about some of the plants within the region. And what I have to do is pick 2 plants from every region that it states. Say the initial name of the plant, the scientific name, the family that it belongs to, and then the use. And then if I can find it, I need to try and think of the compound within the plant that actually causes it to do what it does or what it's used for. So an example here that I'll probably do, it talks about the bark of true Ceylon cinnamon, Ceylon. Cinnamomum verum is actually the scientific name for it, and then it says that it's in the laurel family, or Lauraceae. It's used to ease some symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome, so then there's a picture of that right there. But I'll probably use that. This is essentially what I have to do. Of course, this one doesn't say what compound inside actually causes it to ease symptoms of irritable bowel syndrome, so I'll probably have to look that up on my own time, but it shouldn't take too long. Thankfully, I live relatively close to my home, so I'm going to pack up my stuff and I'm going to travel back for the weekend so I can do a little bit of studying from home, a little bit of a change of scenery from my dorm, as you can see here. If you do want to check out, I did a little bit of a tour, so I'll link that in the top right corner. I'll put that in the informations, and you can click on that and check it out so you can see a full tour of my dorm and a little bit of my roommate and stuff like that. Yeah, we gotta walk down 3 flights of stairs just to get to the bottom. So it's not a great workout, but it is a good workout. All right, I'm on my way back to campus now. I didn't really record much yesterday. I decided to just have a relaxed day, which was much needed, of course, and now that means I have to work extra hard today. So the plan is still to do a lot of my anatomy. I have to do a review packet for a couple extra points, I think 3, which I'll totally take because I don't plan on this being super easy, and the coming up exams are obviously going to be just as hard, so I'm going to take any extra points where I can, and I'm still going to do that for most of the day today. I also have to send 2 emails out to the pre-SOMA club, which is Students of Osteopathic Medicine, and the pre-MD club. So I'm going to see if I can get into both of those. I don't believe there's a full application, but you do have to reach out and say that you want to join just so they can send you the link. They're both online, so I'll get a Zoom code. And I think other than that, I'm going to do mostly just studying today some anatomy. I finished my homework yesterday. That was for the weekend, so I don't have anything due up until Tuesday now, so I can do my work either today for Tuesday or tomorrow and stick to studying today. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll show a couple of questions if anybody wants to pay attention to learning what anatomy is. I guess we'll do a couple practice questions, or if you've already taken anatomy and you just want to see if you know it, you can kind of challenge yourself, then I'll do that. We'll do a couple practice questions and then we'll pick it up after. the review packet that I'm doing has a bunch of questions. You can see up here there are 157 concepts, and I've done 8 so far. This is one of the example questions. This is match the tissue type with its general role in the human body. So first off, I know that your muscle tissue helps do movement. And then I know that what covers exposed surfaces and lines your body cavities would be your epithelial. And then connective tissue here would be so connective would be protects, supports, and interconnects body parts and organs. And then nervous tissue would be conducts impulses for internal communication. And then it says, how confident am I? And I am very confident. So there's that. So here's another practice question. It says a physician locates the L4 vertebra by drawing an imaginary line between the hip bones. This intersection of the line with the vertebral column shows the location of L4, which is an example of which branch of anatomy. So my guess is surgical, and here's why. Although not completely necessary, I tend to look at the anatomical figure here and know the vertebral is down your spine. So they're talking about the L4 vertebra in your spine crossing with the line between your hips. So it'd be like right here in the sacrum area. So I think it's surgical because it says that a physician located it, which means it's probably during surgery or a procedure of some type. So let's click on surgical, and then my confidence here is pretty high. And there we go. All right, so I'm gonna take a little break right now. I'm at 76 out of 157 concepts. We'll come back to it tonight, but now we're gonna take a little bit of a break. I do have to go shopping for some food, so my roommate and I are gonna head out and do that now. Back now. Fridge is nice and stocked with drinks and a little bit of food. And our pantry is shelved, nice and stocked, but back to homework. Totally off topic, but look at how massive this water is that I found while shopping. Yeah, 33.8 fluid ounces. It's massive. Simple ciliated columnar epithelium is located covering the ovaries, lining the heart chambers, lining the uterine tubes, and lining the stomach. Well, looking at my notes here, we can see that the simple columnar ciliated is found in the uterine tube and respiratory tract, and because there is no respiratory tract, we can assume that it is the uterine tube, so I am very confident in that. And there we go. All right, I'm getting really tired. I'm gonna call it a night. I finished 100 out of 157 concepts. It's currently 12:20 a.m., so I still haven't showered, so I'm gonna shower for the night, and then I'm gonna head to bed. And I think that'll be the end of the vlog here. I might throw in a clip at the end, seeing how I do on the exam, but I don't think it's going to be graded very quickly, so there's a very low chance of that. So I'll probably cover that in the next vlog. Whatever I decide to do for the next bit, I'll probably share my score. Of course, if it's not good, then I'll just say that it didn't go as well as expected. So that's what you guys can assume. Thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy, drop a like and drop a subscription so you don't miss out on any new videos I have coming out. You do not want to miss them. And I will see you all in the next video. Peace. So today's Tuesday at the time that I'm recording this clip. I decided to put it after the end, just for those who stayed. While I was editing this video, I decided to throw in this clip. I took it today, felt pretty decent about it. It was 60 questions and we had roughly an hour and 15 minutes to do it, so 75 minutes for 60 questions. So I had just over a minute per question. Felt pretty decent about it. One question I know I know I missed 5 questions out of the 60 because I checked them all after. And there were a couple simple mistakes that I should have known, but I think the pressure just got to me. I had an anatomical figure with an arrow pointing to the shin bone, and it said, what region is this? And the answer was crural, C-R-U-R-A-L. And it said that it was the femoral, which is the part above the kneecap where your femur is, your femoral region, which was kind of just stupid on my part, but stuff like that. I had a couple of those, and then there were a couple that I just blanked on, didn't clearly know, or at least remember, and I'm sure I'd read over them, but I just didn't remember them. I won't post my actual score, but in the next video that I show, or I guess next vlog, I will talk about that. And if I see my score or what I got wrong, I can maybe break them down and do a little bit of why I think it was wrong, or what I can do better for next time, obviously, and how to study better. And yeah, I did use Pomodoro's technique to study, so if you do want to see that video and study with me, it was an hour and a half long, you can check that out. I'll link it in the corner of my little info sidebar, I guess. So feel free to check that out. Otherwise, this will truly be it. I will see you all next time.